This is The Wire for 2300 Zulu, May 29th, 2025. Precedence is routine. Information cutoff is 2200. Bottom line up front. Cartel violence continues in Mexico. Russian nuclear secrets allegedly disclosed in large-scale intelligence leak. Details emerge regarding shooting in Colorado. Beginning with international events, in Russia, over the past few days, various journalistic media groups have claimed to be the recipient of a large number of classified documents pertaining to Russia's nuclear arsenal and readiness procedures. Specifically, claims have been made that this leak encompasses more than 2 million documents and is the largest leak of military information in Russia's history. Analysts comment. The media groups making these claims have not released any solid details yet, so until actual evidence comes forth, there's no possible way to determine if any of this is true. As a reminder, this very specific situation has happened before. Journalists have claimed to have something exceptionally damaging to Russia, and when it's released it turns out to be nothing at all. On the other hand, Russia also has a history of accidentally leaking highly classified information on live television, such as their intercontinental nuclear torpedo, the Status 6 project. As such, until something becomes public, there's no way to interpret these claims. In Mexico, multiple mass graves have been discovered this week. The remains of 5 musicians have been recovered from a vacant lot in the border town of Reynosa after they were reported missing a few days ago. Further into Mexico's interior, the remains of 17 cartel victims were recovered from a mass grave located inside a vacant house in Abasolo. On the home front in Washington, D.C., Elon Musk has announced that he is no longer affiliated with Doge, as his 130-day tenure as a temporary government employee has come to an end. Analysts comment. This role reduction is probably for several reasons. Since his work at Doge was never really advertised as a permanent position, this departure is not really that out of the ordinary. However, this is a flimsy excuse at best. The White House could have always pencil-whipped whatever paperwork needed to allow his continued work at Doge. The real reason behind him stepping back to the private sector is probably for reasons surrounding the latest omnibus spending bill, not including a single reduction in inefficiency identified by Doge. Musk made comments against Trump's big, beautiful bill, and now he's out. Somewhat ironically, the U.S. Department of Efficiency has an efficiency rate of 0%, as not one single inefficiency in government spending identified by this department has been codified in law. Whether or not Musk's departure will mean the death of Doge is anyone's guess, but as it stands, Doge never really lived in the first place. In Colorado, more details have come to light following a suspected domestic shooting that took place in Colorado Springs last Saturday. 6 people were shot during the battle, with 1 fatality reported at the scene and 5 others remaining in critical condition. Multiple shooters have been reported in conjunction with this incident, some of which are the individuals that were shot. Analysts comment. This seems like a small detail, but the shootout in Colorado Springs is a case study that may serve as a barometer for how the summer might go. Initially, this incident was reported as a routine shooting and/or a possible active shooter situation in the vicinity of Potter Drive. However, follow-on information suggests this was not simply a shoot-and-scoot engagement, but was actually a protracted small-arms skirmish that lasted several minutes. If local groups, gangs, or just normal street criminals become empowered in a local area, to the point where they shift into standing their ground during a gunfight instead of breaking contact, as is what normally happens when the shooting starts. This could signal that local criminals are more emboldened than previously assessed. While this doesn't mean much right now, and this is certainly an isolated case study, this will be a careful detail to remember as the summer crime season heats up nationwide. This concludes The Wire for 2300 Zulu, May 29th, 2025.